to sing along? Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Oh, things will change and leaves will fall and it will rain. Transformed before your eyes with no time for chasing. Why did that happen to me? Oh, you never know just how life is gonna go. So you jump in your boat and row, row, row. Jump in your boat and row, row, row. Here we go. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Something always happening. You gotta aim high and go for your pie in the sky. Go ahead and trust yourself. Everything will right itself. Your life's a stream, so go ahead, follow your dream. Jump in your boat and row, row, row. Jump in your boat and row, row, row. Here we go. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen and it could be good. Something's gonna happen like we knew it would. Woo! I knew it. Wow, we've been planning this show for a while. Emma.
What a beautiful song. I really resonate with that message of something's going to right itself, or the divine timing of things.
I had a friend, Vera, I'd come over to her house with a problem, and she was about 90, and she'd go, "Oh, Laura, everything just solves itself. You know, like, don't get your panties in a bun. Don't get your stuff all worked out." Now, Emma, can you give us, what is your name, title, serial number?
I am Emma Evangeline Gustafson.
Ooh, dear.
My mum gave me that name. My middle name, Evangeline, was my grandmother's name, and she was the painter who passed on her painting gifts to me, and that's why I'm really proud to have it. I will be changing my Art by Emma Gustafson Facebook soon to Emma Evangeline Art, like it is on my Instagram. So
right.
I'm rebranding it.
I know, rebranding. Okay. Now we're starting immediately, like you're an amazing artist, but you're also, all of a sudden we're not even talking about art, we're talking about rebranding. So
I have a background in graphic design and sort of marketing, because that was what I studied at university, because I was always told, especially through school, that you're not going to make a living as an artist, like a fine artist. You've got to have like a bread and butter job, and that was where the graphic design thing came into it. And I did a 4-year degree in that, and then as soon as I came out of uni, I applied for so many design jobs, and I couldn't get any because the pandemic had hit, and I went back into painting, and now painting's taken over the design. So painting's now the bread and butter, and the design is
like, you don't believe them when they say you can't. Like, why? I mean, just because most people don't make a living in fine arts and have to teach or not do it, doesn't mean that you can't make a living in fine art.
Exactly.
Let's see one of your paintings.
So how about I start with, this is probably my most popular painting, my Tui piece. I love native bush.
Yeah,
and I love Coromandel.
So this was a painting that you painted.
Yeah, and that's a print.
And this is a print of it.
The original.
So this is back to marketing and making money as an artist. So where is the original of this drawing?
It is in Australia, because I sold it to one of my mum's friends who lives in Brisbane.
Okay.
But yeah, I just thought I'd start with this one because it's been one of my most popular sort of artworks as a print. And
it has the native New Zealand bush. This is the kawa leaves.
It does. I put kawa into so many of my paintings.
Well, they're everywhere you look in the bush. So, well, not everywhere, but and then the fern and the native bird. So why have you always painted like outdoorsy bird scenes?
I was always interested in painting sort of nature scenes, because growing up in New Zealand, you're just surrounded by all this natural beauty, and then I think growing up, like a lot of kids, I was interested in like portraiture and drawing and doing sort of celebrities, and then interested in sort of mystic artwork and surrealism and
did you draw
the
unicorns
mystical.
and fairies?
I
When you say
definitely was
mystical.
into drawing fairies and mermaids
Yeah.
and
Oh, they're
just
so fun to
anything,
draw.
beaches and art was always what I gravitated towards, and now I feel like over the last few years I've had so much more freedom to really delve into what I want to express. I could show you, this is one of my more recent pieces where I'm trying to
this is similar to that one we saw with the
in my gallery when you came to the scenes.
Because we met, different places around town. We met at the Celtic Fair. You had a booth.
I did.
Where they had Coro Street, where a lot of the local Coro business people could ply their wares.
Yeah.
And because you not only have paintings, you also have prints of paintings. You can sell things at cheaper.
Yeah.
So, and that do our markets, what's the word, profitable for you?
They are. Like, making affordable art is, I mean, because you can sell more of it because more people can afford it. That's why prints are so good. Because, I think everyone should be able to afford beautiful art, and prints is the way that everyone can kind of, no matter what budget, you can do it on different scales. And,
right, because you have like stickers and coasters and now
cards and children's books and lots of different.
So, but let's continue to talk about this painting here for a minute. What's going on here that's really different from that one?
Yeah, it's a lot more psychedelic. I definitely, over the last couple of years, have had an interest in like psychedelic visuals, and it's more about trying to visualize that feeling of oneness you get, not necessarily from being on psychedelics, but just when you're out in nature or having some sort of transcendental experience, and you're just feeling that interconnectedness, and so that was sort of the intention behind this, was sort of trying to blur everything. Some people think it looks like you could be sprinting through the bush, or and just trying to draw people in, but I've always been like, I really admire abstract art and the movement and the energy and like that people can capture, but I'm a really detail orientated person. And I love realism, so it's trying to find ways
and
to
didn't you sell the
movement.
other one right away? Before you'd even finished it, the other one that you had
Oh
done
yeah,
that was
that sunset one.
So do you think that, and have these been popular to your friends and family with this little bit of weirdness going on?
It has been popular.
It has been?
Yeah, because I have had this original I've sold prints of, but I've had this in my room because I haven't wanted to sell it.
Yeah, okay.
But I've been doing more that have that visual effect, and they're definitely popular with people because
Is it because they're a little more imaginative, quote unquote? Cause,
a bit more immersive.
Yeah, because a photograph of a tui, and if you can, your painting is exquisite, but maybe this has more imagination in it. Is that true?
I think so. More of my creative license is coming out with this.
And do you feel that sometimes you paint things just because you think somebody will buy it?
Yeah, I mean, with the tui thing, I'm trying to make a living as an artist. And
no, you're not trying. You are.
I am making.
You are making a living as an artist.
And I think, it's not that it's just something I want to do because I know it will sell. I really resonate with the bush, and you can feel that when you look at it. But definitely, people, particularly in Coromandel, where we get so many nature lovers and hikers, and that's sort of the market, and I'm here because I feel that same way, and so I'm making something that mutually visitors will love and I also love, and it's it's a good sort of
and the let's look at one of these other ones just for fun.
Yeah.
And so let's go
I'll
back
take
to
this one.
this idea of marketing versus arting.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this beautiful sea
So
one.
those are the Kuatunu rocks, which I drove past on the way to pick you
Yeah.
up.
Wow.
Yeah. It's fun trying to capture water because it's, you know, it's something that's moving, and it's, yeah, you've got to think about the reflections and what's underneath it, and lighting is so important.
Yeah, what a fun thing. And yeah, I like that. It's really different down here at the bottom
Yeah.
than, you know, through here and up there.
Yeah.
Now, do you make prints of every painting that you...
Not, I'll make prints of paintings that I think people will want to buy. There's some paintings that I'm sort of, that I think, might not, like, maybe people will request prints and then I'll be like, I'll do that. But
Yeah.
if I'm doing commissions for people, I generally, you know, you don't make prints of commissions unless the client says.
So if
they're
someone
happy to
says
make
to, if
prints.
someone wants to, they can commission you to do an artwork.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, how would they get in touch with you?
So through my website or in person or I get quite a few people inquiring about that, and I've got a couple of commissions coming up, and I've done one this year already of Simpsons Beach, which was really fun.
Yeah. And what's your website address?
It's emmaevangeline.shop.
Emma, E-M-M-A.
Evangeline, EVANGELINE.shop.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah,
if
so
somebody's
that's me.
really looking for you, they can find you.
they can find me.
But they can find you and
yeah.
order something particular or a print.
Yeah.
Now, was it because to make prints you have to lay out some money, you know, and make an investment and think you're going to sell them?
Yeah.
How scary was that?
I guess because I think I started with a piece of work that I really liked. So at the end of the day, if it doesn't sell, one of my friends or someone will want it, like, and it's just going from there, like making sure it's work that you love and that you think other people might want on their walls, like trying to get a gist of that. Yeah.
And, you know, that's a little bit like showing me, you know, to me, that's a little bit more business oriented. You have to upload it and pay for it and get it shipped and carry it around.
Yeah.
I noticed also that we ran into each other in Coromandel town where you were painting an electric box.
Oh, yeah.
And you were painting well, maybe not this
It
one.
was that.
Was it
that
that?
That was
That's
the
what I thought.
artwork that inspired it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I sent that to Chorus, the electrical company, and I sent them a bunch of different artworks, and that was the one that they chose for that box.
Now, how did you know that that there was art, like that there was a box to be painted? How did you?
They advertised on the Thames Coromandel Facebook page, and they were like, calling all artists, we've got some boxes, and I was like, I'll flick some through, because I'd painted some in Wellington 5 years ago when I was a student, and it's so cool. They want different artists for different boxes, so if you're an artist that's interested, you can go on Chorus's website, and they have a section.
And Chorus is the electrical company.
Yeah.
For people in Florida, just so they know. We got our own spectrums.
Oh, that's
we got our
true.
own companies.
Yeah.
So you sent them several different design possibilities, and they said, we like this one.
Yeah.
Now, did they pay you to do this, or is so they give you a flat fee when it's done, or whatever?
Yeah, they gave me like a budget, and then they gave me some money to spend at the paint shop Rosine, and so I kind of work around that. So, yeah.
Oh, did they require you to use a particular kind of paint?
Yeah. Outdoor paint.
You couldn't just go to the dump and get some of that stuff. I mean, although I know lots of people who paint with dump paint and it works just fine.
Yeah, you can use all sorts of different mediums, and but for that one they're like very specific because it needs.
And do you think you're like? I mean, it's odd to me that there's still boxes that need painting. It seemed like every artist in town would have already applied. So what makes you different? I feel like you're a little different. You've gotten it together to put some make some prints. You filled out whatever paperwork you had to fill out to get the
I
gig.
still haven't finished filling out the paperwork for that. I've got to get.
Well, you've already painted the box.
But yeah, I've already painted the box.
You better paint it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, why do you feel, okay, so also, if I understand correctly, you work for Kilton Coromandel
I
County,
do,
which
yeah.
is,
They're the Coromandel Independent Living Trust, and they try and support people in the community that are maybe struggling or want some connection or a bit of community. So yeah, they run these amazing workshops where artists can get involved and facilitate. It's not so much art lessons, it's more art therapy. So I'm not trying to push people to get an outcome. It's just, here's a really fun activity that we can all do.
And so some of the activities I know that go on there are like somebody will bring some clay.
Yeah.
Or some harakiki.
Yep.
Or what do you bring?
Paints. Yep. Yes.
And then you just make the materials available to the people in the room.
Yeah.
And they do.
Yeah, and I have a guide and some sort of instructions, but it's pretty loose. Like, I'm not trying to force my style on everyone. Like, everyone has a natural gift or some sort of style that just comes out, and you want to facilitate that and not so much be like, you know, because I had art classes at school where the teacher's like, that's not right, this isn't right,
it's not right, not right.
You got to do it like this.
You'll never make a living selling art, it's not right. What did they
Or you've got to speed up, that was what I was always told, you're not fast enough. So that, yeah.
God, how horrific. I mean, yes, and there is, I guess, but did you have tutors that maybe did teach you something, somehow helped you?
Yeah.
I mean, I assume, right? Or you learned something along the way.
Yeah, that just encouraged me to flow with whatever process that worked for me. And I feel like I never had real actual technical painting lessons. Like, it was quite an intuitive thing, and I just became so addicted to practicing, and then the more you practice, the more confident you get. And that was sort of what happened. And my my grandma was a painter, mum paints, and so it's just
so it was like sort of normal. It wasn't such a big deal that you were painting. It's where normal people paint. Normal people paint.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And were you always good at art? Were you good at it?
I was always told you. Yeah. So that
you
helped egg me on and do it. But I think I was pretty normal. Like, if I showed people some of my work when I was like 15, 16, you know, it's like, oh, that's, you know, it's good, but it's not at the level where I'm at now. It's been years of
do you have any idea how many paintings you've painted?
Like hundreds of paintings.
Yeah, get better
There's
at
200 on my Instagram. So there'll be, and that's 2017 to 4, so yeah, quite a lot.
And so what do you feel like, so in a society, in a community, you feel like that a person like yourself that does art is worthwhile in a community, right? I assume, right? And somebody who facilitates others in doing art, do you think that, you know, different people in the community should be doing art? What do you think the role of art in a community is? I mean, like, why are we all wanting to do art? Not all. Why do people even want to? Why is it even any good?
I think art, it can be a lot of things. I think it can be medicine. Self-expression is just so good for the soul. And we all have our own different form of expression, like not necessarily painting or pottery or, you know, the traditional forms, but like you were saying in the car, like gardening or cooking or photography or so many decisions we make in life can have creativity.
Every time you're choosing this over that for some reason, like this stroke goes here, it goes there. And you do art for causes. Art for cause.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I do have this painting, yeah. So this was,
That's all right.
this is my anti-mandate painting.
Anti-mandate painting.
Yeah.
So you felt like that people should not be mandated to getting a vaccine.
Yeah, for just the COVID.
Just
Yeah,
the
that was
COVID
the
one.
COVID
That was
ones.
you felt like people should not be mandated to get a vaccine. So you
Or excluded from society, because that was sort of what was happening. Like parents couldn't be involved in certain things if they weren't vaccinated. Yeah, it was that whole thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, but yeah, I
So
wasn't
you did
like
this. Yes. So
yeah.
you painted this.
Yeah.
Painting.
That's a print.
This is a print of the painting.
Yeah. Depending on the line.
And how did you feel doing it?
I felt like it was sort of channeled because I did it in 2 days, and yeah, it got a huge response on the convoy page, which was the protest that was going on. And yeah, when you create art that has where you're trying to sort of be a voice for a group of people.
Is that the role of an artist? Are you supposed to be speaking for us?
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to express your views and feelings, and yeah, so I just wanted to make something that people could connect with.
Did somebody come and ask you to paint something, or you just decided to paint something on your own?
I just decided to paint something for it because it was something I felt so strongly about, and people were being so heavily censored talking about it, especially online. And I knew I couldn't make something like this. Is a very sort of what's the word? You know, I'm not expressing all my intense feelings and thoughts, and how, you know, this is just like a nice sort of thing to articulate that message. Yeah, no more mandates. My body, my choice shouldn't be a controversial thing. I don't think it is. It's a very controversial. But yeah,
I think you should use your body to my advantage. Go dig a ditch for me. Your body, my choice of where the ditch goes.
Yeah.
So you took it upon yourself. You just felt like, I'm inspired, and you painted this painting, and then you put it up for sale.
I put it on a Trade Me auction, and someone bought it for $1,000, and then that money went to helping people who were vaccine injured, and yeah, because there were a lot of people at the protests who's like people and kids of parents who had really horrific vaccine injuries, and you know, it's a I don't know how much we want to go into that time period. It was a crazy time where like all our doctors were being censored. You couldn't ask questions about that vaccine. And now more and more stuff has come out showing how you know, the links to myocarditis and all sorts of health issues, and how rushed it was, and it led to the biggest transfer of wealth in history with Pfizer, and
really,
yeah, like so much money. But yeah, a lot of people already know about the pharmaceutical industries.
So you painted the painting.
Yeah.
You set up an auction online yourself.
Yeah.
Because you get things done.
Yeah.
And somebody bid $1,000. You took that $1,000 and you donated it to the cause of your choice, helping these people.
Yeah.
Gives me goosebumps because it's sort of like $1,000 is a lot of money to donate to a cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes you pretty powerful. Just one little woman and your paintbrush, and then you made prints of it.
Yeah.
And do you sell the prints? Or?
Yeah, about 60 people got prints of it, so that was quite good. And yeah, so yeah.
Now, would you want to be known like they're gonna mine the Coromandel again? Are you gonna make a painting for that?
Yeah. So
and
that's
how about
what
Save the Frog? Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna save the frogs, the Archie frog.
Did you know that I my last year of uni, I did a whole project on frogs, on the amphibian extinction crisis. That's another thing I'm really passionate about, is
the
frogs.
Amphibian extinction crisis. Yeah.
And what I happened to be painting at the market yesterday was a frog.
Okay. And you've done
Tell me what
beautiful.
you're talking about.
I've seen a beautiful series of mushrooms
Yeah.
that you've done.
Yeah.
So you feel like, so you might, now, do you want to spend all your time going? I mean, how are you going to know which causes are worth your
Time.
time?
And energy. I don't know. I kind of just do whatever I feel called to paint, and it's kind of finding that balance between making work that I believe in and want to create versus, and like simultaneously making a living. So, but I've managed to, so kind of cover my costs for a lot of this year already because I did 15 markets and multiple exhibitions.
You go to exhibitions and
so
markets.
For me, it's very seasonal. So we've just had summer, and now we're coming into winter, and I can be a bit more selective about what work I'm taking on, and just sort of go into my hermit painting winter mode. And I've got a kid's book that I am working on. I'm about halfway through, and that's got a real anti-mining sentiment. I don't want to give it all away, so I won't talk about the plot, but it is Coromandel based.
Yes.
So,
a kid's book, and so you're doing all the drawings, and you've written the book also. Yeah. The text.
I've storyboarded it. I haven't fine-tuned all of the text yet, but it's getting
so exciting. Do we have a projected date of finishing?
I was telling people that it would have been already out by now, but because I've had so many markets and then art workshops and commissions, and I'm kind of having to sort of roll with what work I can get while people are down here. So, but I'm hoping it will be out this year. Okay. It will definitely be out this year.
Wow.
So
that's really nice.
Yeah. They're big projects, kids' books. They're about 40 illustrations, and if they're as detailed as what I do, they do take a long time. Right. Because there are some people who put out kids' books quite quickly. But I want to be really intentional and have hidden things in there for kids to spot, and be really thoughtful about the
Right. Well, I look forward to seeing it. So some of your living is made with kilt, helping other people do art, and you live over in Fidianga. Yeah, I do. And with my mom. Some art. You're going to be doing some work in Fidianga with.
Yeah, I just, a lovely girl in our community, Georgie Perry, has just started a youth mentoring thing, and it's not for profit, it's not paid, it's just voluntary.
Oh,
and so I'm going to be doing some voluntary.
And why bother? Why would you go volunteer?
Because
don't you think you should just stay home and paint these paintings? I mean, we got to get this children's book written. What do you mean you're volunteering?
Yeah, I'm sort of doing a lot of things at once, but it's so worthwhile, and I think our kids are needing, a lot of, I would have appreciated getting this sort of mentorship when I was that age, especially with, because I'll be working with kids wanting to go down creative pathways, and I think it's really important to hear from people who have recently taken that sort of road. And
you mean it's important for the kids to see somebody like you who's doing it?
Yeah. And also has had the experience of going through uni, because I think a lot of the art universities, like I was telling you before, can take advantage of kids and don't necessarily set them up with a good foundation to start a career, and they put kids in so much debt, and I feel like the debt thing is very normalized in New Zealand, and it's
normalized in the States.
I think there's a lot of other routes available now, especially with how much information is on YouTube and online courses, and we've got so many unique opportunities now that we didn't have a decade ago. It's just so much easier to try and start your own business or platform online, or
Do you have many online sales? You're talking about markets, but do you have many online sales also?
Yeah, I got one today.
Yay! It's a great day.
I do. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Because going to markets is carrying stuff around.
Yeah, the in-person thing is really the key thing for me. That's what gets the online sales.
Yeah.
Often with art, people they'll have a look at it and be drawn in, but, you know, they want to go home, think about where they're going to put it, the walls, and so that's been a key thing for me with art, is having a website that people can, you know, order something from once they've thought about what. Yeah.
That's interesting. Let's look at another one of your drawings. I'm going to take a quick look at the camera.
Random one.
What's that one? What's the story with that one?
So this, can you see it?
Yeah, we should be able to see it. Yep. Well, it's sort of interesting. Yes, go ahead. Carry on.
That is this place we call the Shanty. It's a spot that my partner took me to maybe 2 years ago now, and it's up Flays Road in Coromandel town. So I love finding spots, just random spots that, you know, are kind of tucked away. And it's just a beautiful spot that I've spent a lot of time in. It's definitely more sort of sentimental than some of my other paintings. It's like I think it was an old miner's shack.
Yeah.
We have quite a lot of those around Coromandel, and there's a lot of crystals in this creek that I've found, and cowrie gum, and there's a beautiful eel that lives up the road. Up the creek. Yeah.
Let's see.
I have some other pieces. So this one, these two are kind of similar in that they both feature a koru.
A koru is it a spiral, or is it a fern frond in particular?
I guess it's a spiral, I guess for them, for Māori people, it originated from the fern frond, potentially. And then this one has got the famous unalome, a Buddhist symbol that I incorporated into a waterfall, and it's a symbol that represents the path to enlightenment. And one of my friends took you touring around Thailand and kept seeing it on the temples, and I just thought, how could I incorporate that into a landscape, because it was a symbol that really resonated with me, and immediately I saw it as a waterfall. And it starts off with the unraveling on your journey, sort of, and the twists and turns of life. Like the symbol has these loops, and then it's got a straight line that represents alignment with your purpose, and the dots symbolize enlightenment.
It's funny because I hadn't followed it. I hadn't followed it much further than there.
Yeah,
you know, I hadn't followed it all the way to
up
the
there.
dots.
Yeah, so it would be helpful for me to show you just a picture of the line.
And there's your kawa leaves down the side, because that's what's in our.
Yeah. So in this koru, in this one, I've actually hidden little. I guess they're like babies. I called it.
Oh, I see them now.
Frogs.
I see it.
Yeah, because I love hiding.
Oh, I didn't
things.
see them at first. I don't know if you can see them right. They're like little people.
Yeah, I was on a hike once, and I saw one of these fern fronds, and they did look like little babies, and I thought how cool it would be to paint them.
That's I hadn't noticed that. That's really cool.
And korus symbolize new life, so that's quite a perfect thing to incorporate.
Wow, that's fabulous.
Yeah, and it's got the color.
So normally, you said it only took 2 days to paint the painting, the other painting. How long does a painting like this normally take?
That one was probably 5 days of work, like 40 hours, 50 hours. Yeah, the tui was about 60 hours, I think. I don't time myself, so it's hard. I kind of just sit down in sessions, and then you lose track of time. And
And do you have trouble starting a painting, or do you have like ideas stacked up?
I've got a huge backlog of ideas.
Okay.
Earlier on, like 3 years ago, I was definitely in that space of trying to seek out inspiration, and if I'm ever needing inspiration, I always put it out to the universe, like show me what needs to be seen.
Oh.
And I find often, like, as soon as I put that out there, something will come into my world, and but I'm always, when I'm hiking and just tiki touring around, I'm always looking out for like the next scene that to turn into a painting.
Well, I really appreciate your talking to me.
Welcome.
I have this is speaking of tiki touring around. This flower, these flowers, they're a foreign invader.
Lilies.
Yes, and they're not from here, and everybody hates them so much. But because they're not supposed to be in the landscape and blah blah blah, but they are so incredibly beautiful.
They are.
And you don't even need to put it in water. You can leave this laying on your table for 3 days, and it will stay pretty. So I wanted to give that to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I know it's not the nature of but that's for you. And also, this is a little paintbrush holder that I wove up.
That's
a little
so gorgeous!
flat,
Oh my gosh.
paintbrush holder. And
Thank you.
I want to thank you for your time.
You're so welcome.
Yay.
Thanks, Laura. I've got
Alright.
some cards for you.
Oh, good. Well, I'll take this from you.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can. And then, thank you so much for your time. I really
You're
appreciate it. Do you have
welcome.
anything else you need to say to the world?
Not that I can think of.
Okay,
Thanks
keep
for
up.
watching.
I mean, you are such a success, and the fact that you can make it. You did.
Yeah, I
You
want
are.
other people to know that you can make it.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
follow your intuition.
Yeah.
The universe is in communication with you. That's what I feel. That we are being divinely guided. That, you just have to keep going and keep looking out for opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to ask you to go around and turn the camera off while I say
do
goodbye
that
to
now.
everybody. The next show is actually going to be on Easter Sunday, and I'll be back in Florida for that one. All right, there should be a little goodbye. Say finish. It might be
Finish.
hard. It's having
Ending
trouble
live
connecting.
broadcast. I think.
Just say end live broadcast.
Yeah, it's done it.